what, right.
But for now, I've opened it. I won't show you how or why or whatever. But there is a chat line here.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
Well, this is that 26. That was so weird.
Yeah.
Hearing Talofa when I was
Yeah.
in yeah, that was very odd.
Okay.
Right, so
You could say good evening all, or whatever you want to say.
but then I couldn't.
Yeah, just say something, say hello or whatever.
Hi, Gordon.
Yeah. So that you will, so that, yeah, they can reply and they, I don't mind reply. So,
Oh, the music goes down here.
this is what they should say. Okay. Right, and you can refresh your chat line. You see it on the laptop. You can see it on the
What's this? So if I do the music out and then Mark will.
Okay, that's why they can't.
Oh, Pen, if you're in the office, I'll have to. Would you mind passing? I think I dropped it on your way in.
That's fine. I'll give it back to you after.
No, there's no chat line. No, no, no.
Well, no, because last time I did it at evening and then people were sending WhatsApp messages.
Yeah, yeah.
But do you want to tell people if they need to, I'll give you my WhatsApp for them.
I don't like them using the WhatsApp chat. It's really something that helps them. But then,
Alright, I'll leave it. I'll put it on the table.
Yeah.
Thanks very much. So what have
okay. Hi, Sue.
Hello, good evening.
Oh, thanks, very nice.
Weird fish.
That's what we've got, weird fish.
How about yours?
Mine's the same as my mum's really good at getting me.
Oh, no, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely colours.
Although my beloved says, we will go back to meringue. I went, thanks, darling. You know, well, I like meringue. So I was like, thanks, darling. Kind of silly.
Well, I like my clothes.
I'm going to wait outside the box then. How are you doing, darling? You alright?
Okay. Are you all on camera now?
Yeah, we're on camera. Can't wait to say it.
What do you like? The season's work? I love the colours. I've always loved those colours.
you're happy with your exam?
Still no, not happy.
Well, I enjoyed mine, but every question afterwards I thought, I think that's really important, but still important.
But that always happens.
Are you happy with mine?
I don't.
We don't know yet, we
I-
don't know the results.
I'll tell you when I.
Need to leave.
I'll tell you when I look at them. Yeah.
O Blessed One, Shakyamuni Buddha, precious treasury of compassion, bestower of supreme inner peace, you who love all beings without exception, are the source of happiness and goodness, and you guide us to the liberating path. Your body is a wish-fulfilling jewel. Your speech is supreme purifying nectar, and your mind is refuge for all living beings. With folded hands I turn to you, supreme unchanging friend. I request from the depths of my heart, please give me the light of your wisdom to dispel the darkness of my mind, and to heal my mental continuum. Please nourish me with your goodness, that I in turn may nourish all beings with an unceasing banquet of delight. Through your compassionate intention, your blessings and virtuous deeds, and my strong wish to rely upon you, may all suffering quickly cease, and all happiness and joy be fulfilled, and may holy Dhamma flourish forevermore. With my body, speech, and mind, humbly I prostrate, and make offerings both set out and imagined. I confess my wrong deeds from all time. So now, please. With my body, speech, and mind, humbly I prostrate, and make offerings both set out and imagined. I confess my wrong deeds from all time.
Someone stole the iPod, so we have to fill up the laptop with the Sedanas. Sorry?
I and all sentient beings until we achieve enlightenment go for refuge to Buddha, Dharma and Sangha. I and all sentient beings until we achieve enlightenment go for refuge to Buddha, Dharma and Sangha. I and all sentient beings until we achieve enlightenment go for refuge to Buddha, Dharma and Sangha. Through the virtues I collect by giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha for the benefit of all. Through the virtues I collect by giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha for the benefit of all. Through the virtues I collect by giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha for the benefit of all. May everyone be happy. May everyone be free from misery. May no one ever be separated from their happiness. May everyone have equanimity, free from hatred and attachment. In the space before me is the living Buddha Shakyamuni, surrounded by all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, like the full moon surrounded by stars. With my body, speech, and mind, humbly I prostrate, and make offerings both set out and imagined. I confess my wrong deeds from all time, and rejoice in the virtues of all. Please stay until samsara ceases, and turn the wheel of Dharma for us. I dedicate all virtues to great enlightenment. The ground sprinkled with perfume and spread with flowers, the great mountain for land, sun and moon, seen as a Buddha land and offered thus. May all beings enjoy such pure lands. I offer without any sense of loss the objects that give rise to my attachment, hatred, and confusion, my friends, enemies, and strangers, our bodies and enjoyments. Please accept these and bless me to be released directly from the three poisons. Idam Guru Ratna Mandalakam Niryatayami. So now, my most kind root Guru, please sit on the lotus and moon on my crown, and grant me out of your great kindness your body, speech, and mind's attainments. I make request to you, Buddha Shakyamuni, whose body comes from countless virtues, whose speech fulfills the hopes of mortals, whose mind sees clearly all existence. I make request to you, Gurus of the lineage of extensive deeds, Venerable Maitreya, noble Sangha Vasubandhu, and all the other precious teachers who have revealed the path of vastness. I make request to you, Gurus of the lineage of profound view, Venerable Manjushri, Nagarjuna, Chandrakirti, and all the other precious teachers who have revealed the most profound path. I make request to you, Gurus of the lineage of secret mantra, Conqueror Vajradhara, Tilopa, and Naropa, and all the other precious teachers who have revealed the path of Tantra. I make request to you, Gurus of the old Kadam lineage, the second Buddha, Tisha, Drum, Tompa, Geshe, Potawa, and all the other precious teachers who have revealed the union of vast and profound paths. I make request to you, Gurus of the new Kadam lineage, Venerable Tsongkhapa, Jampal, Gyatso, Kedrupje, and all the other precious teachers who have revealed the union of Sutra and Tantra. I make request to you, Venerable Khalsang Gyatso, protector of a vast ocean of living beings, unequal teacher of the paths to liberation and enlightenment, who accomplish and explain everything that was revealed by the fourth deliverer of this fortunate eon. I make request to you, my kind precious teacher, who care for those with uncontrolled minds, untamed by all the previous Buddhas, as if they were fortunate disciples. Please pour down your inspiring blessings upon myself and all my mothers, so that we may quickly stop all perverse minds from disrespect for our kind teacher, to the most subtle jewel appearance. Please pour down your inspiring blessings, so that we may quickly generate pure minds from respect for our kind teacher, to the supreme mind of union. Please pour down your inspiring blessings to pacify all outer and inner obstructions. Please pour down your inspiring blessings upon myself and all my mothers, so that we may quickly stop all perverse minds from disrespect for our kind teacher, to the most subtle jewel appearance. Please pour down your inspiring blessings, so that we may quickly generate pure minds from respect for our kind teacher, to the supreme mind of union. Please pour down your inspiring blessings to pacify all outer and inner obstructions. Please pour down your inspiring blessings upon myself and all my mothers, so that we may quickly stop all perverse minds from disrespect for our kind teacher, to the most subtle jewel appearance. Please pour down your inspiring blessings, so that we may quickly generate pure minds from respect for our kind teacher, to the supreme mind of union. Please pour down your inspiring blessings to pacify all outer and inner obstructions. From the hearts of all the holy beings, streams of light and nectar flow down, granting blessings and purifying. The path begins with strong reliance on my kind teacher, source of all good. Oh, bless me with this understanding to follow him with great devotion. This human life with all its freedoms extremely rare, with so much meaning. Oh, bless me with this understanding all day and night to seize its essence. My body like a water bubble decays and dies so very quickly. After death come results of karma just like the shadow of a body. With this for knowledge and remembrance, bless me to be extremely cautious, always avoiding harmful actions and gathering abundant virtue. Samsara's pleasures are deceptive, give no contentment, only torment. So please bless me to strive sincerely to gain the bliss of perfect freedom. Oh, bless me so that from this pure thought come mindfulness and greatest caution, to keep as my essential practice the doctrine's root, the Pratimoksha. Just like myself, all my kind mothers are drowning in samsara's ocean. Oh, so that I may soon release them, bless me to train in bodhicitta. But I cannot become a Buddha by this alone, without three ethics. So bless me with the strength to practice the Bodhisattva's ordination, by pacifying my distractions and analyzing perfect meanings. Bless me to quickly gain the union of special insight and quiescence. When I become a pure container through common paths, bless me to enter the essence practice of good fortune, the supreme vehicle Vajrayana. The two attainments both depend on my sacred vows and my commitments. Bless me to understand this clearly and keep them at the cost of my life. By constant practice in 4 sessions, the way explained by holy teachers. Oh, bless me to gain both the stages which are the essence of the Tantras. May those who guide me on the good path and my companions all have long lives. Bless me to pacify completely all obstacles, outer and inner. May I always find perfect teachers and take delight in holy Dharma. Accomplish all grounds and pass swiftly and gain the state of Vajradhara.
And so we can meditate. In the previous section of this text, we learned how to begin to cherish others and enhance that mind of cherishing love. until our cherishing love becomes strong enough to let go of cherishing ourselves and come to cherish only others. So we've learnt how to exchange concern for ourselves with concern for the welfare of others. We've learned the good results that come from that mind. And then we develop the minds of universal compassion, realizing that all our kind mothers are experiencing all the sufferings of samsara. And when we contemplate this and the kindness we've received from all our kind mothers, it's as if we cannot bear for them to continue to suffer. So with these realizations, we can enter the next part of this text, developing minds of wishing love, and particularly the two bodhicittas, conventional and ultimate bodhicitta. And as we develop these realizations, we can become closer and closer to being able to bring real benefit to other living beings. This is the essence of the Mahayana traditions, the essence of the Kadampa tradition, the wish to attain enlightenment for the benefit of others. And so we can make a determination to really take the meaning of this part of the text to heart, so we can accomplish the two bodhicittas. So fill your mind with just one thought. I will strive to take the meaning of this text to heart and accomplish the two bodhicittas. This is what I shall do. make this determination to take the meaning of this text to heart, so you carry it with you into your daily life. Thank you. The root text. With the intention to attain the ultimate supreme goal that surpasses even I constantly cherish all living beings. Whenever I associate with others, may I view myself as the lowest of all, and with a pure intention, may I cherish others as supreme. Examining my mental continuum throughout all my actions, as scissors and delusion would may I concentrate and devoted, as I see unfortunate beings oppressed by evil and violent suffering, may I cherish them as if I had found a rare and precious treasure. Even if someone I have helped, and of whom I had great hopes, nevertheless harms me intentionally, may I see him or her as my holy spiritual guide. When others out of jealousy or anger harm me or insult me, may I take defeat upon myself and offer them the victory. In short, may I cosmically and indirectly offer help and happiness to all my mothers, and secretly take upon myself all their harm and suffering. Furthermore, through all the above practices, together with a mind undefiled by the stains of conceptions of the eight extremes, and that sees all phenomena as illusory, may I let all other beings release from the bondage of mistaken appearance and conception. And then the condensed meaning. Page 268. Wishing love has two parts. How to develop wishing love, transforming adverse conditions. So we turn to page 135. Wishing love. This is very apt because on the 4th of May, we're going to have the empowerment of Buddha Maitreya. Maitreya is the Buddha of love. So you'll be well prepared. Wishing love, even if someone I have helped and of whom I had great hopes, nevertheless harms me intentionally, may I see him or her as my holy spiritual guide. You got anyone like this in your life? Anyone not got anyone like this? The main purpose of this verse is to teach us how to develop and improve our experience of wishing love. In general, there are 3 types of love: affectionate love, cherishing love, and wishing love. So from affectionate love comes cherishing love, and then from cherishing love comes wishing love. Affectionate love is a mind unmixed with desires attachment, that sees another person as pleasant, likable, or beautiful. For example, when a mother looks at her children, she feels great affection for them and perceives them to be beautiful, no matter how they appear to other people. Because of her affectionate love, she naturally feels them to be precious and important. This feeling is cherishing love. Because she cherishes her children, she sincerely wishes for them to be happy. This is wishing love. Wishing love arises from cherishing love, which in turn arises from affectionate love. We need to develop these three types of love towards all living beings without exception. So the question from this is, do we have affectionate love? A mind unmixed with desires attachment. How do you pick your friends? Your significant others. It's because you have attachment for them, perhaps. Because they do something for you. They give you pleasant feelings. And so we have, even our affectionate love is tinged and mixed with attachment. So somehow or other, and it comes later, we need to practice separating out these two, affectionate love from attachment. What would that look like if we had just pure affectionate love, no attachment? Peaceful, yes. And you wouldn't worry so much about what the other person's doing, what they're not doing, whether they want to go away or whether they want to stay. Doesn't matter. We just wish for there. We just have this feeling of affection for them. And then it naturally develops into this wishing love. I just want you to be happy. And they say, I'm sorry, I'm leaving you, I'm going to California. It's so wonderful. I just want you to be happy. Here's some money for the plane. But we get all upset. Why do we get upset? Because we have attachment. And we're losing the object of our pleasant feelings. So we're attached to our pleasant feelings. We're not so attached to other people's pleasant feelings. But when we develop pure affectionate love free from attachment, we're just concerned about the other person's feelings. How are they? Are they happy? Our feelings are less important. We stop worrying about our feelings so much. And we come to realize that paradoxically our own happiness comes from this mind of love. And the more pure our mind of love is, the happier we be. How to develop wishing love? The way to develop and enhance our cherishing love has already been explained. Now we need to develop wishing love by contemplating how these living beings whom we cherish so clearly, so dearly, lack true happiness. Everyone wants to be happy, but no one in samsara experiences true happiness. in comparison with the amount of suffering they endure, the happiness of living beings is rare and fleeting. And even this is only a contaminated happiness that is in reality the nature of suffering. Buddha called the pleasurable feelings that result from worldly enjoyments changing suffering, because they are simply the experience of a temporary reduction of manifest suffering. So, what it is saying is no one has real happiness. No one has real happiness. All we have is just changing sufferings. Temporary reduction in our experience of suffering, like temporary reduction of loneliness, temporary reduction of hunger, of thirst, or poverty, or whatever. In other words, we experience pleasure due to the relief of our previous pain. Is this right? Is this right for you? Or do we think that's real happiness? It seems like a real bummer that think there's no real happiness in samsara. Because we can see, people enjoying themselves. And yet Buddha is saying, that's not real happiness. Sorry. So what are we going to do about this? For example, the pleasure we derive from eating is really just a temporary reduction of our hunger. The pleasure we derive from drinking is merely a temporary reduction of our thirst. And the pleasure we derive from ordinary relationships is for the most part merely a temporary reduction of our underlying loneliness. And so all these people going out on a Saturday night is just looking for temporary reductions in suffering, underlying loneliness, etc. And we're no different. It's the same. So how are we going to be able to bring real happiness to other people if we're still experiencing samsaric sufferings and still not experiencing real happiness ourselves? If we're still in samsara, how are we going to bring real happiness to other people? So this is a real problem, because if we're not out of samsara, we have no wish to get out of samsara ourselves. We're so attached to all our enjoyments, our people, our places, and so on, and our bodies. How are we going to help other people to get out? So, have we freed ourselves from samsara already? Have we freed ourselves from samsara? No. Have we practiced the 3 higher trainings? Do we know what they are? Moral discipline, concentration and wisdom? Are we? I don't know. I'm not saying you're not. It's just a question. And it's just a question we have to ask ourselves. Am I engaging in the 3-hour train? Do I really want to get out of samsara? Or am I just burrowing further in? Because if we're not out of samsara, it's like, if we're still in the swamp and we're trying to help other people out of the swamp, we just push them further in. And we have to get out onto solid foundations and then help others, show others the way out as well. Sorry? Yes. Yes. Yeah, yeah. But that's the issue. I mean, if we're not taking Geshe-la's teachings to heart ourselves, then it's not going to have, a guidance is not going to have much effect on other people. In 400 verses, the Buddhist master Aryadeva says, the experience of suffering will never be changed by the same cause, but we can see the experience of happiness will be changed by the same cause. This means that, for example, the suffering caused by fire will never be changed into happiness by that fire, but we can see that the happiness caused, for example, by eating will change into suffering just through eating. How can we understand this? If we increase the cause of our worldly happiness, our happiness will gradually change into suffering. When we eat our favorite food, it tastes wonderful. But if we were to continue plateful after plateful, our enjoyment would soon change into discomfort, disgust, and eventually pain. The reverse, however, does not happen with painful experiences. For instance, hitting our finger with a hammer again and again can never become pleasurable, because it is a true cause of suffering. So you can conduct this experiment for yourself. Get 5 bars of chocolate and a hammer. Just as a true cause of suffering can never give rise to happiness, so a true cause of happiness can never give rise to pain. Since the pleasurable feelings resulting from worldly enjoyment do turn into pain, it follows that they cannot be real happiness. Prolonged indulgence in eating, sport, sex, or any other ordinary enjoyment invariably leads to suffering. Like if you're an Everton supporter.
That's why we know suffering.
Yes.
Maybe they're the special ones.
No matter how hard we try to find happiness in worldly pleasures, we will never succeed. As mentioned before, indulging in samsaric pleasures is like drinking salt water. Rather than satiating our thirst, the more we drink, the more thirsty we become. In samsara, we never reach a point when we can say, now I am completely satisfied. I need nothing more. So the more we get what we want, the more we want more. The more we get what we strive for, the more we want more. Because we never find satisfaction. In Joyful Path, When it's talking about the sufferings, the general sufferings of samsara, I think either the first or the first one is uncertainty. Everything is uncertain. And the second one is there's no satisfaction. There's no satisfaction anywhere in samsara. So let's go to another planet. So what is samsara? Projections of our mind, yes. Yes. So it's not another place. So it's not something that we can transform ourselves into by going to another place. All we need to do is transform our mind. Begin to achieve contentment, freeing ourselves from desire's attachment, uncontrolled desire. And then developing the wish to help others to do the same. Not only is worldly pleasure not true happiness, but it also does not last. People devote their lives to acquiring possessions and social standing and building up a home, a family and a circle of friends, but when they die they lose everything. All they have worked for suddenly disappears, and they enter their next life alone and empty-handed. They long to form deep and lasting friendships with others, but in samsara this is impossible. The dearest lovers will eventually be torn apart, and when they meet again in a future life they will not recognize each other. They may feel that those who have good relationships and have fulfilled their ambitions in life are truly happy. But in reality their happiness is as fragile as a water bubble. Impermanence spares nothing and no one. In samsara all our dreams are broken in the end. As Buddha says in the Vinaya Sutra, the end of collection is dispersion. The end of rising is falling. The end of meeting is parting. And the end of birth is death. So what is this paragraph telling us? Everything's impermanent and therefore stop grasping at things. Yes. If you think how much time and energy we put into striving to accomplish things, thinking that if we get these things then we'll find the happiness we long for, or the person we find the happiness we long for. I'm not saying you can't have friends. I'm not saying you can't have accomplishments. I'm not saying you can't have nice things in your life. But it's not the things that are the problem. It's not the person, the other person that's the problem. It's our relationship with them. So perhaps we can think we just relax and let our karma take care of things. Just enjoy whatever comes. Sorry? Yeah. If we never... Oh, but... Yeah, there's another chapter here called transforming adverse conditions. Yeah. The nature of samsara is suffering. So for as long as living beings are reborn in samsara, they can never experience true happiness. Buddha compared living in samsara to sitting on top of a pin. No matter how much we try to adjust our position, it is always painful. No matter how hard we try to adjust to improve our samsaric situation, it will always irritate us and give rise to pain. True happiness can be found only by attaining liberation from samsara. Through contemplating this, we will develop a heartfelt desire for all living beings to experience pure happiness by attaining liberation. So can we attain liberation from samsara by means of our relationships with the external world?
Depends on how we use it. It depends on how we interact with that word.
Mhm.
If we get graspy at it, then we're not going to speak. But
Mm.
if we use it to train our minds when we see suffering and say, I want to help people to escape, or I want to realise that this world doesn't exist,
Yeah.
then we use it in a negative way.
Yeah. But in order to accomplish that, we've got to kind of turn our mind inside. Look inside to develop these minds of wishing love and compassion and bodhicitta and ultimate bodhicitta.
Yes, just as we can use relationships to train our minds.
Yeah. I mean, that's what
We use them as an object to change.
seeing the suffering of others as a treasure is about. Yeah, I mean, we can't just do it in a vacuum. We need other people to develop patience. We should begin our meditation by focusing on our family and friends, reflecting that for as long as they remain in samsara, they will never know true happiness, that even the limited happiness they presently experience will soon be taken away from them. Then we extend this feeling of wishing love to include all living beings, and with the understanding and belief that the happiness and freedom of each and every living being are far more important than our own, we think how wonderful it would be if all living beings attained the pure and everlasting happiness of enlightenment. May they attain this happiness. I myself will work for this aim. So, then can we wish for our family and friends to become enlightened? So we remain single-pointedly on this precious mind of wishing love for all living beings for as long as possible. We repeat this meditation again and again until we spontaneously wish that each and every living being may experience the happiness of enlightenment. This spontaneous wish is the actual realization of wishing love. So what we're aiming at is develop this mind of love until we have this mind of wishing love, wishing everyone to enjoy the pure happiness of enlightenment, everyone without exception. It's not, we can't think, oh, I wish everyone to be happy except you. It's even your worst enemy. You have to wish them to have the pure happiness of enlightenment. All those people in the past who have done you wrong, all those people you had great hopes of, all those people who are harming you and insulting you, they're included. You know, if we can have wishing love for them, it's so much easier to have wishing love for other people. We do the difficult cases first, then all the others become so easy. Sorry? Yeah. Yeah, it works. Sorry? How long did it take? Probably about probably about 3 or 4 years. Yeah. After me, well, it went quicker after I met Keshla.
When you're trying to wish happiness to all the people, and then someone does the harm, I can get to a point where I feel sorry for them, as they say, take it next time, but I don't really want to wish them harm. If I'm honest, like that mind doesn't feel, I just think, I feel sorry for you because you've made a lot of mess of karma, but there's not, I mean, I haven't gone that extra mile to,
Yeah.
it's hard to go that extra mile, some people really want.
I think you just got to meditate.
Yeah.
You got to sit down. You know, bring this person to mind, and in meditation, just develop the mind of love towards them, and just imagine them, all their wishes being completely fulfilled, because that's what they're wishing for. They're just wishing for permanent happiness too. But you can do this meditation on wishing love, in which you're giving them that happiness that they long for, that they're unable to find anywhere else. And you're, you know, this extraordinary, strong person who's going to give it to them.
It's like I have some compassion because I feel sympathy that you've done something bad. You know, and I feel empathy like that includes
Yeah.
wrong beliefs.
Yeah.
But then it's like it stops there now.
But as you become, I hesitate to say stronger, but I mean, it doesn't matter what happens to you. It doesn't really matter what other people do to you. I mean, you can just sit there and accept out of patience. You know, the verse in Offering to the Spiritual Guide, even if someone rises up and harms me and even takes my life, may I repair their harm by helping them. Yeah.
That's one of your favourite verses.
But it's
Can I ask that? I can actually, I think we can actually wish people to be happy who really, really harm themselves. Or what it is avoid them like the plague. Is that not like very, really helpful for them because you don't want to be with that person anymore? I kind of
Push them away.
I'm going away from that situation of being around that person anymore.
okay.
It's almost like I'm blocking a trauma.
Yeah, well, I think we've got to recognize our own boundaries. I mean, ultimately, it will, as our mind develops, ultimately it will be possible for you to sit down and have lunch or coffee with anybody.
Takes a while, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I'm doing that eventually. I can truly forgive them,
yeah.
but I'm always very cautious of them then.
Yeah. The thing is, we have these boundaries, but eventually they'll just disappear. And we'll be able to have lunch with everybody, not all at the same time, but yeah.
I find that when we're doing something nice together, so when they've done something for a person I love,
Well, it does.
Uh-huh. Why is that, do you think? Yeah, that's why we get angry. If people are harming us or harming our friends, it doesn't matter. Yeah. But you just work at it. You know, they don't, when they're training special forces, they don't give them just little obstacles to go over. They give them big, tall obstacles.
I'll help you over the wall if you don't want me over the wall. I'll give you a nudge. Keep it here.
We mix our mind with this feeling of wishing love for as long as possible. Out of meditation, whenever we see or remember any living being, human or animal, we mentally pray, may they be happy all the time. May they attain the happiness of enlightenment. By constantly thinking in this way, we can maintain wishing love day and night, even during sleep. In universal compassion, it's either the commitments or the precepts, train in everything with words, something like that. Train in every, yeah. So just by reciting the words, we're training our mind, just by reciting the words. May everyone be happy. May they be happy all the time. And so you could say that in the context of an individual person or a group of people. May they be happy all the time. May they attain the happiness of enlightenment. Yeah. And just by repeating the words over and over, eventually it changes your mind. Meditation on love is very powerful. Wishing love is also called immeasurable love. Because merely through meditating on wishing love, we will receive immeasurable benefits in this life and in countless future lives, even if our concentration is not very strong. So you remember the prayer of the four immeasurables. What's the first line? May everyone be happy. You just repeat that over and over. May everyone be happy. And see what happens. And I bet you feel it. It will transform just from your mouth to your heart. Based on Buddhist teachings, the great scholar Nagarjuna listed 8 benefits of affectionate love. There's an exam question for you. 1. By meditating on affectionate love and wishing love for just one moment, we accumulate greater merit than we would by giving food 3 times every day to all those who are hungry in the world. Just one moment. We accumulate greater merit than if we were to give food to everyone who is hungry, everyone in the world. And what is this? What is the implication of this for, what is it called, engaged Buddhism? You know, there's a movement in Buddhism, engaged Buddhism, where you actually go out and help the poor and the sick and the hungry and so on, as opposed to meditating. So by sitting on a cushion, we're not abandoning people. We're not engaging with people. By developing this mind of wishing love for all living beings, you can understand how if we develop that mind, then our actions and our speech will follow. And what we're doing, we're taking ourselves closer to the state of enlightenment, where we'll have real power. If we were to be able to feed everyone who was hungry throughout the whole world every day, when they die, all that action is finished. It's done. But if we attain enlightenment because we meditated on wishing love, and we convert people's minds, we change people's minds, their minds are changed forever. And all their future lives, they receive the benefits from your own mind of wishing love, because it helped them to change. When we give food to those who are hungry, we're not giving real happiness. This is because the happiness that comes from eating food is not real happiness, but just a temporary reduction in the suffering of hunger. However, meditation on affectionate love and wishing love leads us and all living beings to the pure and everlasting happiness of enlightenment. So then we have the power. Until that time, we don't have much power to really benefit others. The remaining 7 benefits of meditating on affectionate love and wishing love are that in the future we will receive great loving kindness from humans and non-humans. Well, how will that be? Yeah, because we create the karma. What goes around comes around. The effect similar to the cause. We give love to others, we receive love. We would protect it in various ways by humans and non-humans. We will be mentally happy all the time. We will be physically healthy all the time. We will not be harmed by weapons, poison, or other harmful conditions. We will obtain all necessary conditions without effort, and we will be born in the superior heaven of a Buddha land. So we take rebirth with a pure mind. So when we have a pure mind, only a pure world will appear. Having contemplated these benefits, we should apply effort in meditating on wishing love many times every day. Got that? That's your homework. Love is the great protector, protecting us from anger and jealousy, and from harm inflicted by spirits. When Buddha Shakyamuni was meditating under the Bodhi tree, he was attacked by all the terrifying demons of this world, but his love transformed their weapons into a rain of flowers. ultimately our love will become the universal love of a Buddha, which actually has the power to bestow happiness on all living beings. I mean, sometimes we try, but we just mess up. Most relationships between people are based on a mixture of love and attachment. We mess up because we have attachment. This is not pure love, for it is based on a desire for our own happiness. We value the other person because they make us feel good. Pure love is unmixed with attachment and stems entirely from a concern for others' happiness. It never gives rise to problems, but only to peace and happiness for both ourselves and others. We need to remove attachment from our minds, but this does not mean that we have to abandon our relationships. Rather, we should learn to distinguish attachment from love and gradually try to remove all traces of attachment from our relationships and to improve our love until it becomes pure. So even if someone I have helped and of whom I have great hopes nevertheless harms me intentionally, may I still have wishing love for them. That's what we're aiming for. But if we do that, then these 8 benefits will accrue. We'll be mentally happy all the time. That would be worth it. I mean, Geshe, he got a written guarantee here. Develop wishing love, you'll be mentally happy all the time. So you can discuss.
people on the heart pressure, but also can handle their needs. Like, I know it sounds like it's a bit exciting, but the real passion is to make it all short. Real passion is to make the alleviation of your suffering. And I think that's what we've done in this.
So would you prepare the section on transforming adverse conditions? Which is page 141 to 148 in my text. We may not get through it all, but if you could prepare it. And can I suggest that the meditation for next week will be, may everyone be happy? It's in Joyful Path, when it's talking about the prayer of the four immeasurables, is an immeasurable wish, an immeasurable prayer, an immeasurable superior intention. So see three minds together in one verse, one line. And it's end up with, I will make everyone happy. Okay, thank you.
Through the virtues I have collected, by practicing the stages of the path, may all living beings find the opportunity to practice in the same way. However many living beings there are, experiencing mental and physical suffering, may their suffering cease through the power of my merit, and may they find everlasting happiness and joy. May everyone experience the happiness of humans and gods, and quickly attain enlightenment, so that samsara is finally extinguished. For the benefit of all living beings as extensive as space, may I attain great wisdom like that of Manjushri, great compassion like that of Avalokiteshvara, great power like that of Vajrapani. The Buddha Dhamma is the supreme medicine that relieves all mental pain. So may this precious Dhamma jewel pervade all worlds throughout space. May there arise in the minds of all living beings great faith in Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, and thus may they always receive the blessings of the three precious gems. May there never arise in this world the miseries of incurable disease, famine, or war, or the dangers of earthquakes, fires, floods, storms, and so forth. May all mother beings meet precious teachers, who reveal the stages of the path to enlightenment, and through engaging in this path, may they quickly attain the ultimate peace of full enlightenment. Through the blessings of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, the truth of actions and their effects, and the power of my pure superior intention, may all my prayers be fulfilled. Crown ornament are the scholars of the Lord of the Snows. You are Buddha Shakyamuni and Vajradhara, the source of all attainments. Avalokiteshvara, the treasury of unobservable compassion. Manjushri, the supreme stainless wisdom, and Vajrapani, the destroyer of the hordes of Maras. O venerable Guru Buddha, synthesis of all issues, with my body, speech, and mind, respectfully I make request. Please grant your blessings to ripen and liberate myself and others, and bestow the common and supreme attainment. Son Papa, proud ornament of the scholars of the land of the snows, you are Buddha Shakyamuni and Vajradhara, the source of all attainments. Avalokiteshvara, the treasury of unobservable compassion. Manjushri, the supreme stainless wisdom. And Vajrapani, the destroyer of the horse of Mars. O venerable Guru Buddha, synthesis of all issues, with my body, speech, and mind, respectfully I make request. Please grant your blessings to ripen and liberate myself and others, and bestow the common and supreme attainment. Song Papa, crown ornament of the scholars of the land of the snows, you are Buddha Shakyamuni and Vajradhara, the source of all attainments. Avalokiteshvara, the treasury of unobservable compassion. Manjushri, the supreme stainless wisdom. And Vajrapani, the destroyer of the horse of Mars. O venerable Guru Buddha, synthesis of all issues, with my body, speech, and mind, respectfully I make request. Please grant your blessings to ripen and liberate myself and others, and bestow the common and supreme attainment.
Just in the practice in the meditation break, if you remember when you're meditating on wishing love, remember what Nagarjuna said about the merit that comes from that. Particularly the first part, more merit from one moment of meditating on affectionate love, I think it is, than feeding all hungry people 3 times a day. Oh, what is happening this weekend?
Something special.
Purification. It's just purifying your mind so you can meditate on wishing love.
Yeah, like show them online.
Thank you. So yeah, come and be purified. Well, what more can I say?
2 days, first in the morning and
You're doing a good job. So there's an explanation of the practice in Saturday morning, and 2 sessions of retreat Saturday afternoon, 4 sessions on Sunday. The sessions are about an hour and a half. It's quite long because you need a lot of purification. So yeah, it's very beautiful practice. Yeah, because we need to remove obstacles to our spiritual progress. It's not just removing the delusion obstacles, but we have obstacles, that prevent us from making progress towards enlightenment. We don't have strong taste for Dharma, not taste for other things. But our taste for Dharma is not that strong. So why is it not strong? Because we have obstructions. Okay. Thank you.
just before a few words for those online as well. So on Friday here at the centre, it's very relaxed, impromptu arrangement that we've got. But Gentleope has been here for a year. Come Friday. So after Prayers for World Peace, we'll be having a bit of a get together. Yeah, and you're all most welcome. Okay. I think it is. It's you have to speak to Gogden, the cows are in Gogden, and I think it is. Yeah. Bring a dish. Yeah.